Sup my dudes, Valkyrja, and today I had it aware of me, or made aware for me, that there's some pretty big changes coming to Star Rail, Genshin, every Hoyo game whatsoever, because if you don't know, Unity kind of screwed everybody, and I'm going to explain why. So if you guys, I want to make this video to, one, draw attention to the issue so more people know what's going on, because I haven't seen a lot of people really talking about this whenever it's a massive deal, and two, I also want to make sure you guys know that any changes that happen to Star Rail or Genshin within the next about 6-7 months or so, any big changes, it's not really their fault if they do any changes at all. I could be making a big deal out of nothing. They could be just like, screw it, we'll just take the L on this one. I don't know. I don't know what Hoyo is going to do, but I want to make you guys aware of the situation that they're in because they kind of got screwed by Unity. So let's go ahead, let's talk about it. Hoyo right now is using Unity. You can see right here what game engine does Star Rail use? Unity. And we're going to assume that they're on the industrial level, Unity Industry, which is $49.50 per year per seat. Per seat, I imagine. I don't know exactly what per seat means, but what I imagine that it means is like per computer inside the office. So then the next question that you're going to have is, if it's $5,000 per year per seat, how big is the dev team? The dev team's about 500 developers on the game. I don't know how many are on the game still, but whenever this article was made, it was 500 developers. So now, Val, what's the big deal? This all sounds somewhat reasonable. The thing is Unity is changing their pricing plan. So now, Unity pricing plan update, you can see here, we're going to use Unity Enterprise because I'm assuming Hoyo's going to have this. Hoyo will probably have a special deal, but Hoyo's going to have something around this. Basically, once they reach this revenue threshold, this only goes into effect January 1st, 2024, which is why I say you have a couple months. Like I said, they could also just do nothing, but they're trying to get in basically on the mobile gacha market. So what this does is whenever they reach $1 million threshold and they reach $1 million installs, or not $1 million, but they reach 1 million installs and 1 million thresholds, from that point on, they're going to charge the company per install. If you have Unity Personal, Unity Plus, you're going to have 200,000 threshold plus 200,000 install, and then it goes to 20 cents per install. You can see here Unity Pros right here, and then Personal's right here. Personal's actually free, but you have a much lower cap than the rest, but Pro is 2,000 per seat. I did the math for all this so you guys can see in case they have different plans. So we're going to basically using 20 cents per new install and 1 cent per new install to find out exactly how much the new times, or how many times, basically we're going to find the cost of how much Unity, I had a brain fart, we're going to find the cost of how much Unity is actually going to be charging Hoyo now with their new pricing plan. So how many times has Star Rail been downloaded? You can see it got downloaded 12 million times in the first month of release. Next month it has 2.65 million times, so we're going to use like 14.5 million just to round it out, just to make it easy. And then for Genshin, 139.5 million times since its release. Now keep in mind, they're not going to have to pay for these downloads that already happened. They're only going to have to pay for downloads past January 1st, but that applies to basically any download past 1 million for Star Rail, any download past 1 million for Genshin, any download past 1 million for Zenless Zone Zero when that comes out. Because I'm pretty sure, let me look at it right now. What engine does Zenless Zone Zero use? I'm pretty sure it's going to... what engine? I'm pretty sure it's going to also be Unity. Brain farts once again. Use. What engine? Unity. Yeah, right there. So I imagine it's going to be on Unity as well, unless they change stuff in development. And it's really hard to swap engines, so Unity kind of has them by the balls here. So I already did the math. Just going to pull up the little notepad, and you guys can see 5K per year per seat for the Industrial Edition, like we established. 500 people equals 2.5 mil per year, assuming it's per person. Each person has Unity. So this is probably not the case. It's probably significantly less. It's probably maybe a quarter of the department that actually has Unity. But for the sake of argument, we're just going to assume everyone in the department has Unity installed on their computer. Right now, it would cost them 2.5 mil per year. Now, if they have the Pro Edition, it goes down to 1 mil per year. Now, keep in mind, the installs that, because once they exceed that $1 million and million install cap, it's additive. It's on top of the subscription base as well. Like, they're not going to make it completely free. You still have to pay for the different subscriptions. That's why there's different pricings. You can see Enterprise, Pro, and Personal. So we're going to go ahead and bring this back up. Star Rail, roughly 14.5 million downloads. Genshin, roughly 139.5 million downloads. Worst case scenario is 20 cents per install. And Star Rail's looking at $2.9 million for the amount of installs they've currently had so far this year. And Genshin's looking at $27.9 million for their total installs if all of their installs happen past January 1st, 2024, etc. Best case scenario, 1 cent per install. Star Rail's got to pay an additional $145,000. Genshin Impact's got to pay an additional $1.4 million on top of for every install they've had, assuming, once again, they don't have to pay for installs that have already occurred. They just have to pay for installs that happen within that year basis once they go over the threshold, which is 1 million installs plus $1 million made. So, what is this? Why is Unity doing this? Why do we care? This is a very big deal. All I have to do is highlight this number, and this is just Genshin. Obviously, Genshin's not doing 139 million downloads per year. This is just an example. Even if they do 80 million downloads a year, this is still $10 million at 20 cents per install, right? No company realistically is going to want to pay that if they don't have to. So there's a couple realistic routes that they can do. Maybe Hoyo does want to just pay it. Maybe they just are going to stick to Unity because they're so comfortable on the engine. They don't want to swap their games around because swapping engines is a very big task. So maybe they're just going to take the L, bite the bullet, and nothing's going to change for us on the player side. And I think this is the most likely scenario. I don't think they're going to want to change anything for the player experience. I think they're just going to bite the bullet on it, and they're just going to let it be. And they're going to just take the L on whatever their fees end up being, and they're going to pay per install and just pay Unity's new pricing. And the best case scenario that's just one option, right? Another option they could do is, I really doubt this one, but they could make Genshin not free to play. You pay 50 cents to unlock it or something. You pay 50 cents just to download it. I doubt that would be the case, but that's just one potential solution they could have. It seems very, very unlikely because one of the main draws to Genshin and Hoyo's, Genshin, Star Rail, any game like that, one of the main draws to it is the fact that it's free to play. So I doubt that that's going to be it, but I'm pretty sure they're just going to end up spending the money to just keep things the way they are. But it's very important because I want you guys to be aware, and I want to make this video to make everyone aware that whatever happens in the next 6-7 months up until January 1st, 2024, of Hoyo finding their way around this, it's not on Hoyo's fault. It's on Unity. Unity's being extremely greedy. Unity wants a little bit of the bag, and they're upset on how much money gacha games are making, I guess, and now they want to get in on that too, so they're doing this. This is very, very stinky poo-poo. And I don't like it, and the main people who are going to get hurt by this are indie developers and small-time developers. Small-time games are not going to be able to release free-to-play now because after 200,000 downloads, they're going to start paying 20 cents a download. Nobody's going to be paying that, or after 200,000 downloads plus 200,000 USD, then they have to start making 20 cents a download, or paying 20 cents a download. So you're going to see less free-to-play games on Unity. This is just very, 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 very stinky, right? Very stinky to me, and I really hope that they dial this back or they just choose not to do this. It's just kind of poo-poo. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I think this is stinky. It could potentially have a very big impact on Genshin. I don't know what they're going to do. I haven't seen this situation ever pop up before, so I'm not going to pretend to know what they're going to do. I don't know. I just want to make you guys aware of this. So any weird changes you see in the future of pricing or just engine changes, if they swap engines, now you know why. It's not Hoyo's fault. It's Unity. Unity decided to do this, and this is very stinky. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.